and welcome to a fresh episode of Let's Talk About Tomorrow on Enterprise TV, where we discuss everything and anything. I'm your host today, David, Fanboy David, the one and only. And today we'll be discussing changing habits, bad or good. Just changing habits in say. Changing habits or switching mental lanes. A habit is as close to you as your skin, and taking it off can be a challenging and daunting task. It could be the most challenging task you've ever signed up for in your whole life. Frankly, you know that wise saying that you can conquer a city and yet fail woefully in conquering your own self. So let's have it. Sometimes it feels like trying to rewrite a deeply ingrained script in your brains, like changing everything you know since you were a child. Habits are formed through repetition and reinforcement, making them automatic and hard to shake off. They say you need a high dose of patience and self-compassion to change some habits. But with the right mindset and strategies, anything is humanly possible. Now, with me for this beautiful topic, uh, Nathaniel.
Yes, welcome.
Light, it's good to have you on the show. And the first time on is in our midst again, Shemilore. It's nice to have you on our program. Don't be shy. I like your smile. And the one and only, Mr. Siola Bako.
That is
Good to have you again.
Thank you.
So, would you say it's difficult to change a habit?
Mm.
No, you feel like you know a lot about this. Let's start from like let me start from you. Would you say it's difficult to change a habit?
It is.
Mm.
But the problem is, changing of habit is not the problem.
Mhm.
The major problem is, did you know you have a bad habit you need to change?
It doesn't even have to be bad habit now. It could
Okay.
be just something people say, stop scratching your beard. It's not good. It's not a good look for you.
I'm not.
And
Does,
you understand? It's not like it's a habit. You can you see me.
If it's
most
a
of
good
the times
habit,
I
why
sit
do you
down.
need to change
It's
it?
not a good habit. Neither is it, but it's just there. But people tell you that at some point you should not just be scratching your beard. You are walking on the road. you are
I'm not
scratching
sure
your beard.
anybody can decide. If
I'm
it is
just giving you
something
an
that
example.
I love doing. I'm not
Mhm.
sure anybody can decide that for me. If it's a bad habit, yes, then
Mm.
I will know there is a problem. But what I'm
Okay.
actually saying is, it is a bad habit.
Mhm.
It is a different thing for you to have a bad habit and a total different thing for you to know that you have a bad habit.
Okay.
When you are not self-aware of what you have, of what is doing you, how do you want to get a solution?
But when the solution is pointed out to you, would you say it's difficult to change it?
It is always difficult, but then with the right people around you, with self-determination and self-awareness, you are good to go.
Well, Nathaniel.
Okay. I think you can do away with habits with the proper mindset. I think it's something of choice. You can absolutely do away with a habit. You started it, but you can stop it. You see, everything starts from the mind.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, your mind is a powerful place, and what you feed your mind with can affect you in a powerful way. If you say this, I can, an habit doesn't have to be maybe touching beer or something. Some people drink excessively; it's an habitual thing. It's habit. Some people gamble; it's also habit. And those things have emotional and even psychological, mental implications. Some people can't even break out from this gambling. A lot of things. People are battling with a lot of habits. And on the long run, if you want to break out, it will take time. It will take time to heal. Because it took time for you to decide that I want to be doing this perpetually. It will take time to heal. Sincerely, it will take time to heal. So it's all about your mind. As I told you earlier, your mind is the platform of quitting whatever you think is habitual. So I think that's all. Thank you.
Shemilore, what's your point on this?
Okay, let me use myself as an example.
Okay.
While I was in secondary school, during exam period, I did not read. I read like a day to exam
Okay.
every time since when I was in GSS 1. So when I got to the university, I decided that okay, if I want to come out with a very good grade, I have to read like let's say a week or 2 weeks before
Yeah.
the exam, and my first semester results showed out for it.
Okay.
So, to say
That's
you,
great.
reading
Yeah. I think it's the worst thing on earth, too, guys.
See, changing your reading pattern is the hardest thing to do. No, let's not say the hardest, but it's the very hard thing to do.
But is reading hard? Assimilating
It's
is
not
harder.
hard, but changing your pattern of reading
Yeah.
is very hard.
Because
Because you're a crammer, all of a sudden you want to now have retentive memory. It's not easy. It's not easy. It's not easy. That's true. Would you say it's difficult to change your habits?
It could be. Because, first of all, when you have a habit, and first, so there are good habits, there are bad habits, and there are probably some neutral habits that still are being pointed at because even if it wasn't that bad, it could be better. Like I'm talking of touching your bed, you're not having anybody, right? Not necessarily. But then there are certain places you go to. You don't want to describe it as that man that really touch you, really always,
Yeah.
I mean, tomorrow you become a bank CEO, and people begin to wonder: does he have a dermatological skin problem? Is something wrong with him? So you want to be as good as you can be.
Yeah.
So, but I think that, like your intro said, habits are things we have sort of developed and are now performing automatically, unconsciously. It's what we resort to. For some of us, habits are a place of refuge, mental refuge. When you're inconvenienced, it's the next thing you do just to get some relief. But if it's bad, it's bad. It could be something as simple as being a television addict.
Yes.
Is still a bad thing in itself? No. But if it's beginning to erode or corrode your reading time as a student,
You become toxic.
things like that. So it becomes very harmful.
Yeah.
So habits can be changed, and they are not easily changed. Don't make a mistake about it. I think somebody said that if you practice a particular behavior for 14 days on the
spot.
it becomes a habit. So you can form a habit. You can you can learn a behavior. You can unlearn a behavior. What you need to know is to understand what to take you. I think one thinker has been quoted as saying that you cannot stay in the same place, that you can't be on the same level of thinking you were when you created the problem to solve that's a problem.
Yeah.
So you have to climb up to a higher level of thinking to solve a problem you created at a lower level of thinking.
Okay.
You can't
I
use the
understand
same
now. You
level
can't
of
use the
thinking on
same
top
metaphor.
So if you have a habit you'll be practicing for let's say 10 years, maybe since you've been in primary school, just decide, because this thing we call habit isn't necessarily some part of you. Habit, somebody said your habit is your destiny.
Yeah, that's true.
Your habit,
Yeah.
it's character. Your habit is your destiny. It determines who you can draw close to yourself,
Yeah.
who you can draw close to yourself, and what you become ultimately. So you have to decide, look, for the next 1 year, for the next 3 months, I'm going to be doing this. It's like when you want to wake up, you set, for all you care, you set your alarm. When the alarm goes,
You shut the alarm.
You shut the
Go
alarm.
back
and go back to
straight.
But if you decided in your mind and have told yourself that I want to get this thing done, some habits won't go without someone else helping you to actually come out of it.
That's
So, but the question I always ask is, am I willing to pay the price
Now that
to
raises
get
another
shared
question.
of the habit?
That raises another question. If along the line you see that this habit I'm trying to change, I cannot do it alone. No. Would you say not even therapists? Would you say it is advisable for the person to get someone who will be helping them change the habits?
If anybody is helping you, that is an external body. It should be a therapist now.
No, it doesn't have to be a therapist now.
So,
for example,
this waking up now. If you have
in
someone
the
that
world,
will slap you, you stand up.
in the world today, there's talk about accountability partners. People who sort of help you through things like this. So you see, just looking at very secular examples. I want to stop drinking.
Okay.
So there's somebody who you're open to say, I went here today, and I did this. I came close to being tempted. Okay, I went on a date today, and I went this far. So that sort of thing. Now again, I think that to be able to beat habits, I always say it without shame. I'm Christian, I'm born again, and what has helped me is what I can recommend.
Yes, exactly.
I can't recommend anything else. What has helped me is what I can recommend. When we talk about these things, so the extent to which you're open and humble,
Enough.
yes, humble enough to say, if I'm told to do this, I'll just go do it. I wouldn't try to
hesitate to
debate it.
argue. Yeah.
Is
Yes,
it
yes.
if you have
Go do my thing.
when you have the luxury of argument and debate, right? You should be left alone.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, you may come back to that same correction when things would have gone really bad. But I know that if you're willing to be humble and to take, I mean,
Yeah.
you be on the roller coaster to coming out of that habit. But if you want to argue and justify why you're doing what you're doing, it's better we left you.
Sorry, is there any difference between habit and addiction? I'm confused.
So how it works is this. It's like in smoking.
Yeah.
When I was in secondary school, I thought about
Because smoking can be an habit too. Like,
No, I'm coming.
Yeah.
In the drug-free club, we learned about the first stages of smoking. There are those who I think come to smoking for the first time.
Yeah.
Then there are those who use it occasionally.
Occasionally.
Like
then.
there's a function.
Yeah.
Whenever you meet your friends,
Yeah.
right? That's a habit.
Okay.
Whenever you meet your friends,
Yes.
you smoke. You can be once in a month or twice in a month. It means you're a smoker, but you don't just smoke. Then there are those who smoke regularly.
Okay, that's an addiction. Right?
No, not yet.
Not yet.
Maybe once in 2 days,
Yes.
you know,
3 days.
but you're like once every
Meet
3
a friend,
days.
that's a friend.
Yes,
Yeah.
once in a while.
Yes.
When your club loses a match.
You just forget
Fight-
about
fight-
it.
When
somebody breaks your
yes,
just to forget.
then there are those who are addicted.
Every day,
There are those who
not every day.
do without
every
it.
minute.
Yes, there are those who smoke 3 packets per day.
Yeah, I've seen somebody like that.
Yes, that
Yes,
It's a
one.
very hot song.
Most of these secular musicians they do that. I don't know what there is. It seems they are
So
going through
now,
depression.
so now, addiction.
They say they draw
Addiction.
inspirations from it.
Yeah, so addiction is like the extreme
Okay.
end of the
Habits.
habit change.
Yeah.
Yes. So the regular one is it that because he's a regular user, he should be excused? No. Because ultimately, they will tell you they don't have money for school fees. They're looking for money for rent. She knows them. They're looking for money, anything that they will do. But that particular habit,
It's in their hands.
Yeah.
They don't have money for food, but there's in their house.
This thing is funny because
The weakness is
several times we have situations whereby they don't have money for food. They'll beg you for money to buy Rizla and all of those things they use. You don't get.
yes, now.
They can't afford to buy food.
There is the
Or
one.
they will borrow money.
There
They
is
borrow
even
money.
the one.
Some people sell to buy.
Yes, now.
They say they are properties to buy all of this.
Yes, yes. In fact, there is the one. They said
Yes, sir.
this uncle will not give money for school fees or money to buy clothes, but he will volunteer that he will buy beer
Yes.
for me to drink, and the man is hungry.
That is what those people do. And I have a friend who is even addicted to all this carbonated drink, Coke. He drinks Coke like every day in 2 days. You know, those things are sugary. Yeah, the guy, he drinks Coke like every he's the brand ambassador to Coke. He's serious as that though.
I will say
Even if he doesn't have money, he gathers money
I'm
to
going
take
to
Coke.
I will say something
I'm
that
going to
you are not going to understand. But there's an ambassador on
I'm
this
seconding
table.
you already.
There's an ambassador on this table.
I am seconding you already.
Hold on.
It's not addiction, but you cannot live without it.
The guy takes Coke. I don't know what's wrong with that man.
What's wrong with him? I can say
But
that for sure.
again, our conversation is breaking habits. And what I was going to say is, how far are we willing to go? Like, is there anything you do that you say you've done too much? This habit, make a day if you go day. Is there any limit to what you should do to break a habit?
But sir, let me ask this. You know, there is this thing that if you don't know you have a problem, there is no way you seek for a solution. What if I don't know it is an habit?
Now let me tell you something.
What if?
People will always tell you now, anything
habitual.
habitual.
People telling you.
And I choose to
If it's
take
a
it-
bad habit,
Some habit are decisive.
you already know
know.
from the onset that it's
Yes.
a bad habit.
Some
If
habits,
it's a neutral something,
they are involuntary
and you
habits,
really-
like that touching of
you
beard,
not
like
really-
you don't
you
know.
not
But
really-
like you are
If
going
it's
to
a
drink,
bad habit,
you are going to drink. You tell me that you don't know.
You know some people have problem, they don't know they have problem.
Hold on. So I'm glad she has come there. Now she has touched on a hidden part. It's like treasure. When we take off
Yeah,
the
we
cloths,
open now.
Mm.
Yes.
you hit the treasure. Some people have grown up in homes where their mothers yell at their fathers.
Yeah, it's normal to them.
And it's normal to them.
You get.
So you find a
They
lady
don't know it's a problem.
You find a lady who
They
It's a big
don't.
habit.
ideally doesn't
see anything wrong with
Yes,
yelling at a
yelling
man.
at our friends and
Yeah. And those kind of people, they
somebody
feel
now
like,
calls and somebody says, this one way we dey do. You are fighting the prayer you are praying on. And
those people
so
are very
now-
difficult people.
no, yeah, good,
Because
so,
they
those
don't
people
know
with
they
that
have
habit, they
a
don't want to
problem.
change.
So
No,
now-
they don't know they have a
now,
problem.
yes,
I
that's
even have
the
an
point.
experience now.
They don't even
don't know.
and that's why I say that one of the things the Christian worldview has done for me is that how do I say it?
You're open to correction.
Yes, we are, because part of what the Bible does that it is to rebuke,
Yeah.
it is to correct,
Yes.
it is to instruct.
Mhm.
So if you have that mind that can take correction and instruction, it shouldn't be difficult for you to go from day to day to day learning new things, observing people afresh. How is it that you come into a place, an organization, a company, a friend circle, a school environment, and whenever you resort to your roommate, or maybe you go back home, everything you can say about everybody is the mistake they made. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, the only person having
looking
issues.
for mistakes, you are just seeing the mistake that everybody is doing.
So yeah, but yes, but
If
so
you're having issues with everybody, you are the problem.
when you now ask them and say, this is what you're talking about, doesn't any of them have anything good you can learn? Those sort of questions hit them as if you're asking the wrong question. So that again is a habit that should be broken. I don't know what I'm saying. What she talked about was about the fact that people who are not even aware that they have problems. But I'm saying that, you see, as we interact, it's part of what we ought to be picking from others.
Yeah.
Yes, if somebody says you do this, one person has said it, two people
Second
have said
person
it,
and third
third
person.
person said it. How do you come to that reality check to realize that this could indeed be a problem? For me, I'll give an example. I've been in two similar environments where I met, even the friends you attract, you're the one that attracts them.
Mhm.
It's not you are the one that attracts the friends. I've had two friends who behave the same way, okay, and relate with me the same way. The first one used to be a bit offensive to me. But in the second scenario, I've met somebody similar to that same person, who addressing me the same way the other person. So I was like, no, this can't be, it's not them. Oh.
Yeah.
There's something I'm doing to make them behave that way towards me. What can I do to change? So I think that we should be asking ourselves regularly. Even ask people to evaluate them. The lady told me yesterday, one lady told me yesterday that she had worked in a company 3 months and she told her boss to evaluate her. It wasn't a company evaluation. She told the guy to please evaluate her to see what she was doing, whether she was doing right or wrong. So if we give ourselves often the evaluation, maybe it will help us to realize what we're doing right and what we're not doing right.
Okay.
As we take this
First. Evaluation. Very important.
as we take this one, can you chip in a few more things someone who is trying to change a habit can do to make it easier? Because it's not easy.
It's not really going to be easy. There is a particular habit, maybe watching pornography. Now, it could be an habit.
That's an
Maybe
addiction.
it mustn't be an addiction. Porn can be habitual. Somebody can
And
do
then
once in a
grow
while
into
addiction. It must be an addiction. Maybe you're somebody that once in a while you go to pornography site to watch, of which they make millions of naira daily. That particular site. If you go to everybody's phone, you don't see it, but people watch it secretly. That's the other thing. Now, the way to break out from that, that addiction of smoking, womanizing, and pornography are major addictions and habitual things. They are major habits among others.
Yeah.
Now, to come out from this kind of habit, what do you need? First, what is causing that habit? You have to avoid it. Maybe you love bottle of beer. Whenever you see that bottle of beer, at all costs, maybe the propeller of that pornography is your phone. On TikTok now, if you scroll, first 3 videos is a pornographic video because everybody wants to be monetized. So everything online now. So what is causing that thing should be avoided at all costs.
You don't need all the apps, do you?
You do not.
You don't need to be on all the sites.
You don't need to
be.
Yes, so you should avoid them.
It's not compulsory.
It's not compulsory.
It's not
So
compulsory.
the propeller of that thing, and if you have anybody who is propelling that thing like a fuel, maybe you are my friend, and you always Nat, let's go take one beer, and they don't remind you again.
I have the next one. I have the latest one.
Yes, so cut off from the parents who propel this. Then I said that earlier again. Everything starts from your mind first. Are you even ready in your own mind?
That's true. Now,
In your mind, even if you chase the bottle away and all
deciding
everything,
to switch,
yeah,
or let's say do away with some habits,
Yeah.
can come along with a very heavy backlash.
it happens. Sometimes, especially for pornography, sometimes you come out from that habit, then you go back to it deeper than it was before. What was the propeller of that thing?
Backlash I'm saying is if you stop
Okay.
smoking, there's a way you start behaving. If you stop drinking, there's a way you don't just feel like yourself anymore.
You can come back from that. You know,
No,
before
so I think that at that level, you can also. No, so it's important that I mean, psychologists have also talked about the replacement strategy.
So you find something else.
it will take time.
I
You know, it took you.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm not endorsing it wholesale, but I'm just saying that they've talked about replacement strategy. One, then number two thing I'll say is you make sure you are in an environment where you are
Yeah.
getting constant help. Is that okay?
Yes, constant habits.
So if you
part of
stop
it.
a behavior, look for those who affirm you
Yes.
behaving in the new way and relate often with them. So that way it takes your mind off
Off
of
it.
off of it. That I think would be a great way to help yourself.
Being a
Yeah.
first-hand experience, how would you advise someone adopt a habit? Go about it.
Okay, if you put your mind to it that you want to change your habits, then probably you are addicted or it's your habit to always press your phone every time, and you determine in your mind that okay, today I'm not going to press my phone for like 3 hours or so. Then if you do it regularly,
You can come out of it. Perfect.
I think Mr. Siri has said most of the thing, and Nathaniel
Yeah.
is you can stick to all of the advices. I think you are good to go. Yeah.
For me,
One of the things that helps people to realize that they have bad habits, what may seem usual or normal about their bad habits is if you make a genuine commitment to scale in life, like to move higher in life, as you travel, you would realize that
I just something that cannot go with you.
yes, anytime, because I mean, you go for the interview, they disqualify you the first time. You go again, they disqualify you, and you don't realize that the interview is not even the one that asking you questions about your competence on the job. That the interview is about how you carry yourself. Yes,
The afro.
yes. So when you realize that, if you make a genuine commitment not to like to live to your fullest potential, I can guarantee you will look for friends that. And there was a lady, a friend of mine was telling me that he had spoken with her about certain things, and she didn't respond to him, so he left. She traveled from wherever she was to look for him and told him he should please come and now. So yes, this is what are cheating in school and falsify their age and all these kind of things. The lady was a 500 level engineering when she went to do IT at an IOC, I mean one of the major the oil majors. They came back to school. She paid somebody to now teach her Maths 105. You know what that is? Introduction to engineering mathematics. Yes, because she has seen that thing that took her to year 5 cannot take her past entry level in the oil and gas industry. So when people make up their minds to genuinely scale to the highest levels in life, you will have no choice. And you see, you become less critical of those who are, because I've noticed that a lot of things we need to do to succeed are subjective. So when somebody tells you can't dress this way, you can't speak this way, and you are put off. If you realize that now to scale up, you will need to now have to, So I think that's another way people. But for me, largely, I think habits can be broken. Make up your mind. When you take the first step, look for those who will affirm you in the new path you've taken. That support goes a long way to help you come out.
Well, that's all on today's episode of Let's Talk About Tomorrow. It was a very lovely episode, and I would like to thank you all for being on the show today.
Yeah, thank you so much.
For entertaining me. You guys have said a lot. I have to go and sit down and process a few. But for me, I would say if you are breaking out of the habits, you can also set reminders. You can put down places. If you know you cannot do it alone, you find help. Help is everywhere. If you are breaking out of the habits, you stay out of the habits. You stay out of reach from the habits. You stay where the habits will not get a hold of you. You are staying away from it too, but don't go to where you easily see 3 and buy. Don't go to where you easily. Don't hide yourself where you can easily go on porn sites.
Yes.
Very simple. You make the deliberate effort to stay away from it. And with time, God will do it for you. And that's all for us. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel at Enterprise TV 7. Follow us across our social media. Same handle, Enterprise TV7. And you can also visit our website at enterprisetvnews.com. Bye for now.
Enterprise TV, a tradition of truth.